What do you know about business development?
What?
Do you know what business development is?
Well,
Tell us. Okay. What is business development?
I have an idea, and it's a business. You have to develop.
No,
it
that's
first.
not business. No, biz dev is
dev.
basically supercharged marketing, sales, and everything all in one.
Oh.
Here to talk about that is Carl Gould. Carl Gould is the CEO of CMT International. You can go to carlgould.com. He's the author of the new book called Biz Dev Done Right. Joins us here on the program all the way from South Africa. Carl, good to talk to you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
How's tomorrow look?
It's kind of like gold. It's worth nothing.
Hey, oh.
Carl, instantly a member of the program for the rest of his life now. So, Carl, talk to us. Is there really a difference between sales and biz dev, or is it just a fancy way of saying sales?
No, it's a great question because there is a difference. Biz dev is new revenue from new sources, and it's all things that come into the business. And sales is like just a tactical arm of business development. So marketing's kind of the strategy, sales is the tactical implementation, but business development is generating new revenue, new clients, new strategic alliances. It's all things that lead to business. So it's a slightly wider net than just sales.
And as we see here, our TV audience can see you've got a new book that's launching in about 5 days here called Biz Dev Done Right. Let's take some broad strokes and talk about the book because this looks like it appears to be a manual for all things biz dev and sales.
And it is. You know, I was sitting around with a colleague and the eventual co-author, Karen Kopp, and we were talking about how our clients struggle with sales and how they struggle with business development and how they're doing so many things right, but they sabotage themselves right before the finish line. So if you want to know what this book is about, think Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots last play of the Super Bowl. Right? They should have given Marshawn Lynch the ball. He would have just walked across the finish line, but no. They had to overthink it. They had to throw a pass, it gets intercepted, and the Patriots are now the best team, not the Seahawks, if I go back a year, right?
Yeah.
We watch so many people make mistakes, so we wrote the book to show people how to kind of demystify the process, but also show you when you're getting it right, not just when you're getting it wrong.
So, which I think, I think that's interesting. As you drill down, and I spent some time on your website today, as you drill down, that's a big deal because so many people try to teach lessons based upon failing fast. That's certainly a good lesson. But there's also things to be taken about doing the same thing right that works, correct?
Right, and here's the thing: when you're doing it wrong, you get instant feedback. You tell a bad joke, nobody laughs. You know it went badly, right? You tell a good joke, not everybody laughs right away or laughs the same way, right? So sales is kind of like that. A successful, winning marketing campaign and sales campaign in the beginning will not give you instant feedback. You don't know if you're getting it right. If you bomb, you bomb, and you get that. But the problem is knowing the signs of when you have a successful campaign going on, so you can stick with it because it takes a lot of discipline to stick with a winning campaign.
Well, and what's interesting about that is because the discipline of sticking to a winning campaign is it because we're all so prone to wanting to trim our sales and make it even better that we can't just if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing, or is it deeper than that?
No, you just hit on one of the biggest mistakes everybody makes. You said we want to trim our sales, and that's another way of saying I want to make my selling function more efficient, right?
Right.
Now, you cannot make selling more efficient. It will be effective, but it will never be efficient. And everyone says, oh, come on, I don't want to go to that networking event. I don't want to be bothered taking that person out for dinner again. Yeah. That's a very inefficient use of my time. Absolutely. But it turns out to be very effective because you end up with the business. And that's a mistake we make. It's not getting efficient enough. Oh, it must be wrong. Let's stop it 1 inch from the finish line.
Well, and of course, all of those metrics that you talked about with respect to the necessary evils of selling in biz dev, it is what it is. It's never going to be efficient, but it's just something that you have to deal with.
I'm so happy that the Seahawks did that, though. I had a great joke about it. In Seattle, I said, we're going to have a special guest today. The PR department of the Seattle Seahawks said Pete Carroll might run in, but he'll probably just pass. Anyway.
Thank you. They'll be here all week. Be sure to tip your waiters and waitresses. His name, by the way, is Carl Gould, carlgould.com. You've been looking at the website here on television. I'll get to go ahead if you If need be, I'll tweet this out to our 40,000. We'll put it up on the website as well. CMT International is the name of his company. You wrote the book, you said, to help people understand where they're getting it wrong so they can correct their mistakes. That seems like such an obvious position statement, but it's so rarely executed. Tell us about when you are consulting with a business or when you are doing a sales seminar. I swear it's the obvious stuff like that must be the hardest to get through, right?
It is, because listen, when you're inside the jar, you can't read the label. And that's part of the problem. So
that's a good one.
Executing on your sales function, you're doing your thing, and it's so hard for you to know if it's right. It's only obvious to the outside, and the outside person looking in, and it's only obvious long after you've stopped the campaign and you're reflecting back on it, and you're playing Monday morning quarterback. Everybody's a great salesperson on Monday morning, but how many of you are good on game day, right? So it is the obvious things that kind of can trip you up, but sales and sales processing is often counterintuitive. When you are with somebody and they give you an objection, you think, oh, they're pushing back. They're really not. They're emotionally invested. They're just trying to protect themselves from themselves or from a bad decision, and they're hoping you're the right choice.
The interesting part about that is it's such sage advice. This is one of those books that you can sit and read, like a manual. Hey, Carl, why don't you have you back, man? Good stuff. We didn't even get to scratch the surface on what I think you could bring us here. Carl Gould, carlgould.com is his website, and we'll have him back on.